Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to another episode of the Parry where we don't pull or duck no punches and the parry is fundamental to boxing. I am your host, Bomani UFG.
I'm the pragmatic Blak.
And you know what it is. Gonna ask everybody to please jab that like button. Go ahead and uppercut that subscribe button, lead hook that share button, and throw a combination at the notification bell so you can stay updated when we drop new content. What's good, Shay Black?
Same fight, different round. We back at it. Boxing over the weekend. Monster. Pardon me, Monster in a way had a fight for Ye Ju Kim, knocked him out, knocked out Kim in the fourth round. Uh, Toward the end of the fourth round, just dispatched the boy from his senses, upping his record to 29-0 with 26 knockouts. Just continuing to be impressive and dominating to start off our weekend in boxing. We also had Pacheco versus Nelson, so-called Nelson. That fight was, Nelson pretty much got handled in 12 rounds, unanimous decision. And that was the headline of the zone card.
Yeah, man, that I didn't get a chance to catch the whole fight, the Diego Pacheco versus Steve Nelson fight. Um, Nor did I catch the Inoue fight, man. I didn't even know that was on. That came on like midweek, like in the morning or something right there. I forgot he over there in Japan, so his fights be coming on at odd times. We need him to fight over here in the U.S. or get on one of them Riyadh season cards or something, man. But anyway, continuing to be the monster that he is, man. There's been a lot of since that fight. There's been more chitter chatter about a possible super fight between Inoue and Tank Davis. Um, I don't know what weight they would do that at. You know what I'm saying? I know, but there's still some big fights out there for Inoue. You know, we got Bam Rodriguez in and around that weight division. I think that'll be a good fight for him.
That would be a
Then you
great
got
fight. I would love to
then you
see
got
that.
Juno Nakatani. That'd be a good fight for him. So there's still some big fights for him in and around his division before he move up and fight Tank. Even though Tank talking about retirement. But would I watch it? Absolutely, that'd be a great fight. But I need to see what Inoue look like as he gradually moves up in weight. He got some time. Tank Davis may not have all that time because he still got killers. You know what I mean? He still got sharks swimming in his waters that he got to deal with. So,
Right.
um, but on top of that news, speaking of the Tank Davis, Lamont Roach, Tank Davis, the Lamont Roach fight undercard, he got Jose Rayo Venezuela versus Gary Antoine Russell. They fighting for the 140-pound strap. Uh, that should be a good fight. Also, you got Alberto Puello versus Sandor Martin, another good fight, and then the return of Julian J. Rock Williams. Um, and the undercard is decent. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of Venezuela. I like that kid. Um, so I'm gonna be honest. I'm still not interested in buying that pay per view. I'm sorry. I'm just not interested in buying that pay per view. I'm just tired of again. I like Tank Davis. This is so the Tank Davis fanboys like relax. Like I like Tank Davis. I'm a fan of Tank Davis. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's one of the best fighters in the world right now. Um, Probably the most pound for pound, probably the hardest puncher in the sport. But he's fighting Lamont Roach, who's coming up from 135. I mean, coming up from 130. Excuse me. Um, I'm not no. This ain't no shade to Lamont Roach, but I don't think Lamont Roach stands a Roach's chance. You know what I'm saying?
Roach's
under
chance.
under a boot. You know what I'm saying?
A
Against Tank.
Roach's chance under a boot.
That that's just how I feel about it, man. And I'm tired of the cherry picking, man. I ain't gonna say cherry picking. Let me not say that because I mean Lamont Roach is a good fighter.
Was Frank
Um,
Martin a cherry pick?
Frank Martin.
Yeah, was Frank Martin a cherry pick? And does every fight have to be like, sometimes you want to stay active, to land before landing a big fight. So I can't get too mad when you just because every fight isn't a huge fight.
Okay, but this is Tank Davis, who they say is the face of the sport, right? They say the face of boxing.
One of them.
Yeah,
he
says.
one of them.
Yeah, you ask him or Linda.
They all say that. They all say
the
that.
Face of boxing, right?
They all say that. But go ahead.
I will say, in regards to popularity and things of that nature, as far as being a draw, after Canelo was him. At least on this side of the globe, you know what I'm saying? After Canelo was him, I would say.
Yeah, I would.
So, but still, how many fights?
Yeah.
How many fights? Especially recent fights from Tank Davis he's been in pay-per-views. Mind you, this ain't like, you know what I'm saying? This ain't like a Showtime card or these are pay-per-view fights.
Mm-hmm.
How many pay-per-view fights from Tank Davis were you like, man, this is a good fight. He this is a dangerous fight for Tank.
I'll say his fights, they're dramatical. It's the drama that his fights have more than the actual excitement that you're watching as the fight goes on. It's more of the drama than anything when I watch a Tank Davis fight. When I watched him fight Martin, it was the same drama. It wasn't because he's a very calculative fighter. He reads his opponents and pretty much takes his time, figures out your mistakes, makes the adjustments, and then finds the what he has, then locates where he needs to locate, bang, puts you out. And which is, I predicted the Frank Martin fight to be exactly the way it was. In fact, he has his fights. The if there would be any excitement, it's only because you start to feel urgency. Like, come on, Tank, what are you doing? Because he seems to just be waiting around for something to happen. And then as we see, the fight goes on. He clearly is.
Shay, you're my brother. Not only my co-host, you're my brother, man. And I'm gonna ask you a favor. Answer the question. How many fights have you seen? I'm talking about, he's fighting this guy? Yo, this could be a dangerous fight for Tank. Like, even if you was like, yo, I'm picking Tank to win, but it's a close one. This gonna be a goodie. Like, this other guy, man, like, how many? How many fights did you not automatically go, Tank gonna knock this dude out?
But I don't feel like I feel. Who is there for me not to feel like that? With the exception of Shakur Stevenson, and right now that's even shaky.
Okay, Che, listen.
You're right. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm asking you.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm asking you a question. I'm agreeing with you, but then I'm posing a question. And the question is, who out there would he go against that you might feel like that way about?
Well, other than Shakur.
And the talk with him and Monster is new, and Monster is coming up, so that's not something that we was thinking was even logical.
Right. I don't. Other than Shakur, you got Keyshawn. Right. You got Teofimo. I'll take a Teofimo Lopez fight.
You put Keyshawn. He's
still a prospect. What?
They're still gonna string him along some more.
Keyshawn Davis. Yes. Okay. No, first of all, is he a champion now? His last fight, didn't he win the strap? Let me look him up real quick. But Keyshawn Davis is not just a prospect.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, there are some. Even if he was, you still can't go into that fight like, damn, like Tank is going to run through him. It's still it's a dangerous.
What has Keyshawn Davis done that will make me honestly say, damn, yo, he might win this fight?
Well, he is an up and coming, because you could say the same thing. Nah, Shakur. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. Shakur.
What can I say about Keyshawn Davis that would really make me say, you know what?
The skill set.
Off of an
The
eye
skill
test.
set alone.
Off of an
Yeah.
eye test. Not off of a
And he
combat
handling
test.
and
Not off
and
of
he's
in the ring with adversity test.
and
The
he
eye
handling
test.
business. He handling, yeah. Yes,
He's
sir.
looking.
Because honestly, let's keep it real. You could kind of say something similar other than Ryan. If you want to throw Leo Santa Cruz, who I think had a rehydration clause and all of that, I think he had to move up, if I'm not mistaken. Leo Santa Cruz, maybe if you want to. Mario Barrios. All right, never mind. So moving on. I just disproved my own point. Nah, Tank Davis did some work against some good fighters. Not gonna take that away from him. You on mute.
Yes.
Yeah. But him and Tank got a common opponent in Jose Pedraza. You know what I'm saying? And I think if I'm not mistaken, Tank won his first title against Jose Pedraza. Keyshawn, maybe like 2-3 fights ago, for Jose Pedraza, and I mean, I know he's not the same fighter as he was when he fought Tank. Got a lot more miles, you know what I'm saying, under the hood, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
But he walked through him. Like Keyshawn is not a joke. Anyway, I say that all to say, really, I'm still don't feel compelled to go and buy this pay-per-view to watch Tank fight Lamont Roach. Tank is at the stage in his career where he need to be fighting bigger names, better fighters, and I don't want to feel like, because Tank he's a special fighter. He's not like all these rest of these guys. He's a special fighter, bro, and I need to see him in some special fights. Lamont Roach don't do it for me, man.
That would have to take a fight with someone like Shakur. We'll have to take a fight with like Shakur.
I'll even settle for a Devin Haney, even though we all kind of know what the outcome will probably be. But I feel more confident in Devin Haney giving him some problems than Lamont Roach. Maybe I'm wrong.
Styles make fights. Devin Haney may be able to. I don't know the way Garcia found Haney, the way he found.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
I'm just being honest. The way he
we not doing that, man. Don't make me hit you with the boo clip, man. With the boo. I'm not doing that right now. I'm not even gonna hit you with the, you know what I'm saying? Leave my man Dev alone, man. But I still predict Tank to probably beat him. But still, I think that's a bigger fight with a bigger name, and it's more dangerous than a Lamont Roach. But Tank is not looking to move up to 140. But I think we spoke enough about Tank. This show's not about Tank. But I was just saying, I don't feel compelled to buy that fight. Like I don't feel a need to buy that fight. I tell you what fight I do feel a need to buy. This one right here. David Benavidez versus David Morrell.
Well, Benavidez marches forward towards his greatness, or his claim to greatness, his Mexican supremacy as the top Mexican and as the top guy in the game. Going after, he's still fighting in Canelo's shadow somewhat. It doesn't look like a fight with Canelo will ever take place.
Well, with that being said, though, according to Ring Magazine, which we know is owned by Turkey Al Sheikh, the WBC has reaffirmed that the winner of David Benavidez versus David Morrell on February 1st will be the WBC mandatory challenger for the winner of the Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol rematch on February 22nd.
That's a nice little round robin going on right there. That's some nice round robin going on. So you have Bivol 2, and then you have the Benavidez. he got this fight coming up, and then the winners fight each other. The losers should fight each other on the undercard. The losers should fight each other on the undercard.
Let's just say, arguably, not knowing who's going to win, but let's just look at the favorites, right? Let's say Artur Beterbiev versus
Morrell
Benavidez. Versus Benavidez, and then on the undercard you have David Morrell versus Dmitry Bivol. Let's just say, I'm taking that. Like I'm taking that all day. I'm taking that all day. All day. I like that. I like that. And then the winner gets bumped back up to possibly get a rematch against the winner of that fight. Let's just say now, okay, this Benavidez beat Benavidez,
Right.
and Bivol beats David Morrell. Now you got a Dimitri Bivol versus David Benavidez fight for all the chips. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot, bro. I think that's a good idea, man. I think Turkey, man. Yo, ring my man Blak, man. He got some good ideas out there for you. You know what I'm saying? To make some of these big fights happen. I think I like that. Like you said, a little round robin. I like that idea.
Yeah, there's a whole
I
lot.
can live
Yeah,
with
get
that.
the whole round robin going on right now.
I can live with that.
You know.
I like that. Also, in other news, another Ring Magazine tweet announced Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn will headline the world's first Ring Magazine card on April 26th at Tottenham Stadium in London, bruv. In London, bruv. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, Anthony Yarde versus Linda Arthur III, Liam Smith versus Aaron McKenna, Chris Billiam Smith versus Brandon Glanton, Vidal Ridley versus Chev Clark. I like Vidal. That's not Ridley, excuse me. Vidal Riley says this card will be named after the upcoming new game Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, as a collaboration between SNK and Riyadh season. I haven't seen Anthony Yarde in a minute. I haven't seen
Anthony Yarde, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn.
I like it. As long as it's not pay per view, I think I'm watching it.
That's generational beef right there. That's generational beef right there. So yeah, I like that. I like that too.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Who do you like to win that?
I'm gonna say, based off last performances, I probably lean towards Conor Benn.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, based on last performances. Yeah. I probably lean towards Conor Benn. Yeah. And he's a smaller guy.
You know what's crazy? I actually feel like Eubank Jr. is gonna pull it off, but the Eubank name is so weak to me. Like when I think like it always, you know what? I don't mean to say it like that, but the Eubank name always comes up short. Like has always come up short historically in all the big fights. Eubank Sr. knows he always came up short.
Yo, there was a time when
he started Calzaghe's reign started off of him, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, Calzaghe's reign.
There was a time when I looked at Chris Eubank Jr. as a serious threat. Like he was them uppercuts he used to throw. He used to catch cats with. I mean, of course, it was lower level competition, man, but he was sleeping cats. He looked really good.
My senior?
No, Junior.
Okay.
Junior. Yeah, okay. Junior.
Okay.
I thought that he was going to be a real threat in the division.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't get the fights that he wanted. He was calling out Canelo's, and I think did he end up fighting Billy Joe Saunders?
Muted. You're muted. Okay.
Oh, my fault. Wait, hold on.
And this is how this goes on. Did anybody see that?
My apologies. Yeah. Sorry. I had to deal with the youngster real quick. Yeah. Anyway, I thought Chris Eubank Jr. was gonna be something in the sport of boxing. I really liked how he looked early on in his career. For him not being able to get some of the big fights that he wanted, he ended up his career started dragging out. Been inactive for a while, come back, don't look good against this one, that one. Maybe have a good fight here and there. I know he worked with a
He kind of
Bomac for a
looks like
minute.
a Eubank to me. He looks like a Eubank. To be honest, I'm just saying, he looks like a Eubank.
That's a good way to put it. I guess now, man, make
Oh,
Eubank a whole adjective now. Yeah, he looks like a Eubank. You know what I'm saying? But moving on. Okay, we went over to Tank Davis. Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, yes, we did. So we did the Tank Davis, Chris Eubank, David Benavidez. Well, now let's get to the title at hand. On September 13th, we have Canelo versus Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford moving up a whole division, two divisions to fight two divisions.
He's
to
going
fight
from
154 to
154 to
168.
168.
Right. To fight what some people will argue as the face of the sport. Canelo Alvarez.
Saul.
Yeah,
Canelo
Alvarez.
Alvarez.
Um this it's a big fight. It's a fight that, they've been talking about since I think since last year. Crawford been calling him out, saying he want that fight.
Since after defeating Spence, that's been the fight that he's been saying. And
I mean, yeah.
Now go ahead, you finish. I
Nah,
actually
like,
cut you off.
yeah, like it's a fight that, Terrence Crawford been talking about for some time, like you said, after dealing with Errol Spence, the way that he dealt with him, giving him like the quote you, man, still my favorite quote about the fight, man. He gave him a back alley mugging. like, like he beat this boy, beat the brakes off Spence. We ain't seen Spence since. And I'm a big fan of Errol Spence.
Wow.
I'm waiting on him to come back.
Lord.
But that's not 168-pound Canelo.
But did you see them
saying?
shots though? Did you see that precision? Did you see the wop wop?
Like,
oh man.
When cats move up to fight Canelo like an American, like usually the results is something like this. Bang. You know what I'm saying? Like he could look like Spence,
Ooh,
or he could look like
baby. Look at this. Beautiful right hand.
Crawford could look like how he did against Spence, or he could look like American, man.
So, but the thing is this, can Crawford take that?
That's the question. Now, American is another one that's coming up from a lower weight class.
Damn.
Jesus.
Short circuited that boy's senses.
He shut his power all the way off.
Yes.
Lights out. Shout out James Tony. You know what I'm saying? Friend of the Parry. You know what I'm saying? Family.
Absolutely.
Now, this is something. This like a lot of people. I know Bernard Hopkins came out and was like, Bud Crawford is risking his life for a payday to fight Canelo. Now, I think we both know this is going to be a huge payday. This is a mega fight. At this point, it's the biggest fight of the year. And the other biggest fight of the year that could possibly happen, let's say like a Tank Shakur, is probably not going to happen this year. And the other big fight that could possibly happen is Canelo versus David Benavidez, which is probably not going to happen either. So as of right now, the biggest fight in the sport of boxing is done, set, thanks to Turkey Al Sheikh and Riyadh season, between Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford. Can Crawford win is the question. Now we've seen other fighters make attempts to jump up not one but two weight classes. Right? We had Kell Brook against Triple G. Kell Brook, if I'm not mistaken, he went up. Hold on, let me bring it up. Before he fought Triple G, he fought Kevin Bazier in England, knocked him out at 147. Then he jumped up to middleweight, and he fought. He skipped 154, went right to middleweight, and he fought Triple G.
He chased the money.
He chased the money, or was he chasing greatness? But like usually when cats jump,
a little bit of both.
But you know, when cats jump up so many weight classes, like without gradually going up, man, like your man throwing the towel, throwing the goddamn towel. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Like
the man said, "It's over." Man,
there's weight classes for a reason.
Look at that. He said it's over. Look at that. Bang.
Oh my God! Like
that's Triple G right there. Triple G was a pretty heavy puncher too.
And Canelo
his punches was pretty heavy. He looked like he still got something though. I know what you talking about. But that's his corner though. His corner no best.
His face was broken, man.
It was kind of
Like he broke the man orbital bone jumping up 2 divisions. So he chased greatness, but he also chased surgery.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? He was never actually the same after that, to be honest with you, because the fight with Errol Spence that followed directly after that, unfortunately, in a fight that he was possibly winning, Errol Spence was able to capitalize on that eye injury that already existed.
But not really, because he broke the other side of his face. I don't know. He broke the other orbital.
He did. He just got a fragile face, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like damn, yo, like I actually thought he re-injured the same part. You mean to tell me that in back-to-back fights, both sides of this man's face got broke?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he just frail. He just got a frail face.
I think Gennady broke the right eye, and then Errol broke the left eye.
Boxing wasn't for him, yo. That's God telling you to quit, leave this alone. What else is left? What was left after that? He got both sides.
Lee Majors. Like my man Lee Majors, man. He got the $6 million orbital bones going on, son. They had to reconstruct his face, son.
Damn, son.
What I'm saying? The bionic eye, son. Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? But my point is, when fighters attempt to jump 1, 2 weight classes, 2 or better weight classes, other than, let's say, like Roy Jones, who skipped cruiserweight and went right to heavyweight. But it's Roy. Special. Is Bud that special?
Well, I mean, you had Michael Spinks, who went from lightweight to heavyweight to face a dominant heavyweight and win. Controversial as it was, he still got the W against Larry Holmes in back-to-back fights. You had Sugar Ray Leonard, who went directly from welterweight to jump up to middleweight, coming out of retirement to do so, to fight the middleweight champion Marvin Hagler. He did have a interim fight in between, but it didn't really. But you also had Pacquiao, who came up from 135 pounds to obliterate Oscar De La Hoya, and within after the 7th round, I think De La Hoya did a no-mas. He actually came out from his corner and like he quit. He came out and gave the man a hug, said, "Look, I don't want to do this no more." After absorbing, as you can see right here, Pacquiao, who was able to come up, who he started his career at 118 pounds. So, or it might have been 115. I know he was down there though. And he gradually, he came up to 122 pounds, I believe, to challenge Barrera. And that's when he really made his big splash, and had a lot of his boys down in that area, and then coming up to 135 pounds to face, Morales in the 3rd fight, showing that, and that's when he started looking. That's when his head size started changing. But that's a whole nother story. But go ahead, though.
Manny jumping up from lightweight to welterweight to fight Oscar De La Hoya. That was special. But we all know Manny Pacquiao is a special fighter. The question does Terrence Crawford have that in him? Is he that special of a fighter where he can
Absolutely.
move up and beat a Canelo Alvarez at
He's
168 pounds?
absolutely showed how special of a fighter he is already. He showed it when he seen him fight Gamboa, and he's been able to show that fight was him. And if you remember the Gamboa fight, when he fought Gamboa, it was a tough and rough fight. You know, we see here in the fight with Porter, a rough and tumble brawler fighter. He was able to control the fight, and then after it seeming like it was close for his corner, they gave him them instructions, and he actually went out there and executed a perfect plan, getting him out of there.
Yeah, the shit he was hitting Sean Porter with. Props to Sean Porter. Because like
big props to Sean Porter, but if you see the precision, you see the speed, you see the reflexes, you see the darting in and out. You know, this guy is special. But in the pocket with him, that's a special type of fighter we were looking at right there.
Can he stay in the? I mean, Bomac already came and pretty much stated that. Not that he gave the game plan, but they asked Bomac like, how does Crawford beat a Canelo? And he was like, you got to box him, right? Stay on his toes. You got to fight. You got to fight off his toes. Now he can't stand in front of Canelo like he did against Sean Porter. Like let's show it again. Like look at some of these shots. Like I mean, we know Canelo is probably a lot better, more precise puncher than.
If you really pay attention, he's smothering a lot of these shots. You know, he's able to taste Porter's power, but look at that. You see the reflexes. You see that ill left hand come in and out. Man, listen.
But could he take those shots from Canelo? We seen what he did to Amir Khan. Do we have to show that again? Like, again, is this his face? Yo, I mean, come on. There's weight classes for a reason, and this fight is not even at 168 pounds.
I'm gonna be honest. There's no point where he will be seeing Crawford's chin like that. You know, we should have put clips of him fighting Mayweather, because I think it will look a lot like the Mayweather fight. I think it will look a lot like the Mayweather fight. And if we're remembering Mayweather's age, you know, Mayweather was just probably a year or two younger than Crawford is right now when he fought Canelo. So is maybe 2 years, 3 maybe tops.
Yeah, but and Crawford is the older fighter.
He's the older fighter, but he's very slick. He's very agile. He has a very high boxing IQ. These are things that are going to completely frustrate Canelo. And he's also very strong. He will be able to tie up with Canelo and not only just hold his ground, but probably walk Canelo backwards, which will probably surprise the shit out of Canelo.
Well, here's the thing, too, because speaking of jumping weight divisions, right? Canelo also jumped 2 weight divisions. People forget about this. He fought Danny Jacobs at middleweight, and then he jumped up to light heavy. He skipped super middleweight and went right to light heavy and knocked out Kovalev. And then he came back down to super middleweight to fight Callum Smith. So you talking about a dude, Canelo, who's already bigger as far as muscular, strength is concerned, right? He's the bigger guy. He's the harder puncher, and he's already sleeping dudes in the division that he's at. He slept dudes that done tried to move up and test him at different weight divisions. He jumped 2 weight divisions from middleweight to light heavy and knocked out a light heavyweight. You talking about a guy who was fighting at, I believe he started fighting at 130, 135 pounds. Now moving up to 168 to fight a dude who jumped up to light heavyweight and slept him. This is a tall. Listen, man. This ain't what this is.
This is a different type of greatness that my guy is chasing right here. My guy is chasing. Crawford is chasing a different level of greatness right here. Who becomes the greatest fighter in the last 50 years, 25 years.
Well, as it stands now, you got some people that would say arguably Floyd Mayweather, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people may say Manny Pacquiao. Some people may
Which
say
we need
Andre
to
Ward.
analyze that one day. We need to really break that one down one day. We need
I
to really
agree.
sit down and talk about Pacquiao, Mayweather, career for career, because Pacquiao, pardon me, had a hell of a career. Hell of a career. But let's
Yeah,
continue.
yeah. And not to mention he did the jump in 2 weight divisions. He's done that, right? He's done that.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
but Crawford is doing this in a different way. He's coming up. He started, I believe, at 135 or 130. I believe it was 135. Went up to 140. Went up to 140. 147. Now he's at 154. He's going to skip middleweight and go right to super middleweight and fight arguably one of the dudes with the best chins that I've probably ever seen in the sport. Okay, for one, and who also jumped 2 divisions. Also, he himself jumped 2 divisions and slept Sergey Kovalev at light heavyweight.
He slept what was
You
left.
asking 100? You asking 130? You asking 100?
He slept what was left of Sergey Kovalev. But continue.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But nonetheless, he's taken out light. He took out a light heavyweight. I mean, he did jump back up to light heavy after moving up to super middleweight to fight Bivol and got spanked.
And got handled.
But Bivol's also a natural light heavyweight. So all I'm saying is, and this is not me saying Crawford can't win. I'm just looking at how the cards are stacked against him, like what he's up against. This is a dangerous fight. This is crazy. When you think about it, think about it, bro. This is a crazy. Crawford got to be out of his mind. Like, he got to really believe in himself and his ability to say, I'm going to go up there, jump a division to fight Canelo.
I don't really think so. I think that boxers in their mind, feel like, I can handle this. I can do this. And I think that he sparred with guys who are bigger than him. I think that his natural walk around weight, which is Canelo's actual hydration weight, you know what I'm saying, is a factor to him. I think all of these things are things that he's taking into consideration. What are we going to this fight? And the fact that Canelo had to lose weight, whereas Crawford doesn't, becomes a plus for Crawford. These fighters go in there and they turn their bodies in the washcloths, basically.
Yo, anybody that's rocking with us in the chat, man, let us know.
What I'm saying?
Be one natural light heavyweight.
Go ahead. What you were saying?
Outbox Canelo. Yeah. So I just want to peep that real quick. Anybody that's in the chat, let us know, like how much of a chance do you give Crawford, or do you pick him to win? Like seriously, like. And again, this is not me saying I think Crawford can't win. This is not me saying I'm even picking Canelo to beat him. But when you look at how, like in the sense of like Brook going up against Triple G. Now at the time, Kell Brook was arguably the best welterweight in the world. Beat Sean Porter. He hasn't had the chance to fight the Keith Thurmans and the other champions at the time. But in my opinion, I thought he was like probably the best welterweight, and Errol Spence was making his name coming up and kind of running through cats before he got to Kell Brook to win his first championship. So, I was looking at Kell Brook as like he was that guy, Special K. He's good, damn good fighter. Did I think he could beat Triple G? I thought it was a bit of a tall ask, you know what I'm saying, for Kell Brook to jump up two weight divisions to go
But
right
you're
to
looking at
middleweight
the type of
and fight
power
Triple
that
G.
Triple G was. Triple G had a type of power that was just different, and it had to be acknowledged. Whatever the
Right,
reason was behind it, his power was freakishly dangerous,
right.
and it had to be acknowledged. And
So
not only did Kell Brook go up to fight a bigger fighter, but he went up to fight one of the hardest pound for pound punchers in
in
boxing
the
at that
sport,
particular moment.
right, right.
That was crazy right there.
But we seen the trail of bodies that Canelo um, had left cats that have been trying to step up and move up and weight to fight him. I mean, he didn't knock out Jamel Charlo, who
But
moved up one weight. He
Jamel Charlo fought to survive. The only reason he didn't knock out Jamel Charlo is because Jamel Charlo was so disengaging that fight that there was no real chance for him to have an opportunity. Jamel Charlo was defense, 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 retreat, defense, 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 retreat. That was his only game plan. When he came in there, he took the check and completely disgraced himself in that match.
But once he took a solid shot, he took a knee and took the 8 count. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, this guy moved up one division to fight Canelo, and the power was different. He even said it. Like, you know what I mean? The power was different. It's weight class for a reason.
No, it is weight
So,
classes for a reason. It is. But I feel like we're looking at a special fighter. We're looking at a strong fighter. And we're looking at somebody who is really chasing greatness at that level. And I think that Canelo is actually ripe, you know what I mean, for the picking in this particular situation. And I think that it'll be a great fight. You know what I mean? I think it'll be a great fight. And I think that Canelo, who is not a dog, but I think that Canelo won't be fast enough. I don't think that Canelo will have the footwork, and I think that we will see. I think it's going to be a pretty one-sided fight. I think that Canelo is going to get embarrassed. He's going to be outboxed and very frustrated. I think we're going to see a very frustrated, very embarrassing Canelo. And remember, I said it. Just remember, I said it.
yo,
Yeah, that's my
we go
prediction.
we gonna go ahead and document that. He said Canelo's gonna get embarrassed. But let's take a pause for the
Absolutely.
cause.
It's going to be a
We
one-sided. It's going to be a one-sided match to the point where by the 10th round, or I would say by the 8th or 9th round, it's going to be clear that Canelo is going to need a knockout.
we're gonna take a pause for the cause real quick. On that note, let me remind y'all to go ahead and jab that like button, uppercut that subscribe button, lead hook that share button, and throw a combination at the notification bell so you can stay updated when we drop new content. Follow us on Instagram at the Parry 101, Twitter at the Parry 101, or X at the Parry 101, and on TikTok at the Parry 101. You know what it is. So let me ask you, Che.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if Crawford, because I think you kind of posed the question, but I'm gonna go ahead and just ask it direct. Um, or should I say you stated your opinion, but actually a little bit more of a precise question. Where would Crawford, if Crawford wins this fight, where would he stand in the history? Like, what would be his legacy? His where would he stand in the history of boxing?
I think that he would probably go down as one of the greatest boxers, and he will probably, his name, it will be between him, Mayweather, and probably Roy Jones as far as who we'll look at. Like that'll be the Kobe, Michael Jordan, uh LeBron argument right there.
I can see that. Put some respect on Andre Ward name though.
Andre Ward, unfortunately, just didn't have the high profile fights to create that. He didn't have the Spence. It's unfortunate because Andre Ward probably would have been possibly on top of that. Like he probably could have been the number one guy. It was just unfortunate he didn't have the Kovalev, then followed by a Triple G. You know what I'm saying? To really cement his greatness. And then, a Canelo. Like one of those fights right there. Unfortunately, Kovalev just wasn't a big enough name. And
great
the
fights,
first one was very close. The first one was
Yeah.
very close. Very,
Good
very
fight.
close.
Absolutely.
Second one, he did his thing. I thought the second one was the fight where he showed his greatness. Because even if you felt like he lost the first fight, the second fight is how you come back from something like that. The second fight is how you come back and show your greatness in a return bout. You take it out of the hands of the judges. You take it, because whether you thought he won or lost, you had to admit it was very close. And because of that, the rematch, like I said, that's where you show greatness at.
All right, so you saying you putting it on the record? I'm gonna clip this too. I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna make this a short or something, man. I don't know, but you saying Canelo's gonna get embarrassed by Bud Crawford. Now now the winning is one thing. I think if he goes up and he's in a war with Canelo and he wins, he goes down as one of the all-time. He's already an all-time great in my eyes in regards to just his accomplishments, right? But the winning that fight in any fashion, split decision, he goes down as an all-time one of the, like you said, your name get mentioned with the Floyds. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like you go down as a legend. But if he embarrasses Canelo,
which is what I'm predicting.
Kind of like what Floyd did,
but
like
go ahead.
what Floyd did to a young Canelo. But this is a different Canelo.
It's gonna be, but it's a Canelo who still remembers what it's like fighting a slick fighter like Floyd, and he's gonna be in the same exact situation. It's gonna be very reminiscent for him and Floyd. This is why he initially did not want to take this fight, because he remembers what it was like fighting Floyd.
See, you know what? That's where I gotta disagree. Because Crawford is hittable. You can't touch Floyd. Some of the best pound fighters that ever fight of these generations, the Manny Pacquiao's, the Oscar De La Hoyas, and they can't touch him.
Pacquiao hit Floyd. De La Hoya hit Floyd. Floyd is touchable.
No,
I know what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but they were able to touch Floyd. They were able to touch Floyd.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying. Floyd's defense is something. He was a savant.
And
let's keep it real.
I don't think that you're respecting Crawford's defense or the fact that he is able to deflect, and he's able to deflect, and he's also able to smother a lot of the punches. So
let me play this again.
It'll be very, very reminiscent to that. I understand that some people may think
Floyd
differently.
Not getting hit with none of that.
He's fighting a different fight than Floyd. He's fighting in the pocket for. Go back, play that again. Play that again.
Look, you saw his head just.
He's not getting hit with none of that.
Fam, he getting touched. He is. Look at his face. He's getting touched, fam. Floyd is not getting hit with none of that. Floyd,
I don't think you.
Listen. There's probably not a big Bud Crawford fan than me. I didn't give my prediction yet, but I'm a huge Bud Crawford. You know that. You know Bud is my guy. Like, stop.
I didn't say he's not, man.
But all I'm saying is to say, like, it's gonna be reminiscent of Floyd, Canelo. Like, Floyd was standing right there.
Absolutely gonna be very reminiscent. It's gonna be a different. it's gonna be a different fight in certain dynamics because of the mechanics of how Crawford actually fights. But absolutely, it's gonna be very reminiscent as far as the embarrassment and the one-sidedness that is going to take place in that fight.
Oh, so so I guess you saying that the comparison starts and ends at the fact it's going to be one sided, not that it's going to look like
It's
Floyd
not gonna really
Canelo.
look like because they have
Okay,
different fighting styles.
right,
They have very different fighting styles, so it's definitely not gonna look like that at
right,
all.
right,
You know,
right. Okay, all right. Just
and
so
I
we
don't
clear, because
expect
I'm
it to.
like, I'm like, come on, man, put some respect on Floyd's name, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
and
I'm
no,
not
this ain't no
saying.
disrespect to Crawford because
I'm
Crawford
not
is a
saying that
great fighter.
Crawford and Floyd. What I'm saying is this: Crawford does have a good defense. It's not Floyd's defense. What I was saying is for you to respect Crawford's defense, but no way am I saying that it is on par with Floyd's defense. Floyd's defense was probably right behind Pernell Whitaker.
Or on par.
Nah,
Like
I
when
don't.
you
I would say it was right
it's on.
behind. I would
I
say it
mean,
was right behind.
it's listen, when you think of great defensive fighters, you got to start with, of course, you're gonna think Pernell, Willie Pep. You thinking Floyd Mayweather, like those three, as far as
I'm
defense is
thinking
concerned.
James Toney. I'm thinking, you know,
James
there's
Toney's sort of role was the greatest, but he ain't have defense like Floyd. He ain't have defense like Willie Pep or excuse me,
I'm
what's my man
thinking of
name
a
again?
young
Pernell Whitaker, rest in
young
peace.
Ali. There's a few fighters that I think about when it comes to exceptional defense.
No, I'm
I'm
talking
thinking of
about
Roy
the
Jones. I'm
greatest
Roy Jones with
Floyd
a sensational
Floyd
defense.
Floyd, Pep, Pernell are arguably the three greatest defensive fighters to ever live. Period. Period. Bar none. Those three. Period.
Yeah, I'm going to say that because you said Floyd and then you named Pernell Whitaker's
Pernell.
defense is better than Floyd Mayweather's defense. We're not even about to say that Floyd Mayweather defense is the same as Mayweather's. It's
You
not.
mean Pernell Whitaker and Floyd? It's comp. Yo, all right. As far as percentage, punch percentage against, Floyd has the lowest in boxing history. It's a fact. I'm just saying. You can place him anywhere you want. Willie Pep won a round without throwing a punch,
Did you see
using
that
all
actually happen?
defense.
Is that's like a
Well,
myth.
that's the legend, of course. That's way before my
Did
time,
you
but that's the
actually see
legend.
that happen?
That's the legend in its own record. I don't know. I wasn't there. That was way before my time, man. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
So you can place them anywhere you want. But when you think in the greatest defensive fighters in boxing history, you got to start with those three names. You can put them anywhere you want. You can put Pernell first. That's cool. I'm not arguing with that. Floyd first. I'm not arguing with that. Willie Pep, depending on if I'm not arguing with that. I'm just
Mhm.
saying, when you talk about defense and boxing, you got to start with those names right there.
Yeah, I definitely would start with Pernell Whitaker and probably Willie Pep. I definitely would start with that, you know. But even in the last fight with Crawford, when he fought Madrigal, which was a great fight for Crawford for me. A lot of people feel like Crawford did worse than he did.
I just think a lot of people didn't know who Madrimov was.
You know,
Well, uh,
like go ahead.
I want to address one person. I'm not even gonna put the comment up there, but I see your comment. I just want to address him.
Nah,
All right,
nah,
just real quick. This is Sports Illustrated. This is Sports Illustrated. Terrence Crawford's team confirmed blockbuster Canelo fight for September 13th. It's already confirmed, buddy. So a fight that's never going to happen is ridiculous. Uh, My man's a troll. But anyway, Canelo. I don't
I
know,
don't
fam.
even. I
It's
don't even
cool.
see
It's cool. It's cool. It's all good, man. It's all good. They love us, man. We the Parry here.
that.
Anyway, Canelo Crawford. What's my take? Okay, you saying Crawford embarrasses him in a one-sided beatdown, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm picking.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm picking. Part of me is picking Crawford because I believe in Terrence Crawford, right? I believe in him and his ability, and I do believe he's a special fighter. I think like mentally, he's just different. Like he's tough, and I believe that he knows or believes he can beat Canelo. Skill for skill, I think he has more tools in the tool shed than Canelo. Um, however, I do think this is a tall order, man. That this is not like because you got people who are on one side or the other are looking at it like, okay, for the pro Canelo guys, they're like, well, Canelo's too big, too strong, and there's weight classes for a reason. He's gonna knock Crawford out. He's too little.
I mean, it was
That
all
could,
legitimate arguments. All legitimate
I'm just
arguments.
right. That's what I'm saying. That could easily be the case. There are people who's on Crawford's side saying, "Yo, he's too fast. He's too skilled. Um, he's stronger than what he looks. Right? Do deadlifting foreign change. You know what I'm saying? Like he's he's stronger than what he looks. But Canelo got one of the best chins in boxing history. Bro. Almost never seen him wobble. It's not that he can't be beat because Bivol um beat him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not that he can't be beat. And Bivol is not particularly a big puncher per se, but he can crack. Terrence Crawford can crack at 135 pounds, 140, 147, but it's yet to be seen at 154. Apparently, he's going to be moving up to 168. He's supposed to fight Sergey Deverenchenko, which is by no stretch is that a walk in the park. Deverenchenko's a tough dude, a tough dude.
Yeah.
Past his prime, but a tough dude nonetheless. So it's a good test to see where he's at as far as power is concerned, how it translates as he moved up to 168, and how he's able to fight at that weight, move, and execute his game plan, and also crack these guys in the forehead, man, to see if he really got something behind his shots. But Canelo, that chin is different. That chin is different.
Now that's one of the most solid chins in boxing. If you see this man's neck and shoulders, is just outrageous. It lets you know he could absorb a shot, and we haven't seen him on the canvas for a reason, and it's because of that solid chin. And I don't expect him to go on the canvas in this fight. I expect that chin to hold up in this fight, but I do expect a fight where we're gonna be like, damn, yo, it's really looking like it's easy for Crawford. Like this is really looking easy for Crawford, and I think that's what's going to surprise a lot of people in this fight because of how skilled Crawford is, how intelligent he is, and also how strong Crawford is. I think that his actual strength is going to surprise the hell out of Canelo. I think in the first time they clinch, he's gonna realize, yo, this dude different. We're gonna see a dirty Canelo. We're gonna see Canelo do some dirty stuff just because.
My prediction, I got Crawford winning by decision, close decision, because we know how those Canelo cards be. I'm gonna even say split decision because we know how those Canelo cards be. Um, Floyd won by split decision against Canelo, man, and that was a clear one-sided ass whooping. So I'm gonna say I'm going with Bud Crawford by that much. It's a close fight. It's a good fight.
Close fight. You think it's gonna be a close fight?
Yeah, Yeah, I think it's gonna be a close fight, but in a good fight.
You know,
Um,
he took some shots in that Triple G fight.
I was just about to say that Triple G cracked him.
He took some fights. He took some punches in that Triple G fight. He absolutely did.
But to me, it's not even
But,
about
but we haven't
can
seen him rocked. That's really what it is. We haven't seen him get a shot where it looked like it should have hurt. Yeah, I
right.
mean, like, where it was like, damn, yo, and where we seen him clearly look like it bothered him. That's what it really is, which is a testament to how strong his chin really is.
And not
He
just that
probably,
too. Like
he probably has
Canelo
the
don't
best
give.
chin in boxing. Let's just be honest.
I don't think it's up for
Yeah,
a
his
debate
chin
at this
is.
point.
We're probably talking about the best chin in boxing,
And
which is
I'm gonna
why
say
he's
this
been
too.
able to remain at such an elite level in boxing for so long.
I don't think Canelo gets the credit for his defense. Like he's pretty good defensively. Like his ability to slip punches is actually pretty good. Like he slips punches very well. He's just slow footed, but his upper body movement is pretty good. So um, he's gonna make Crawford miss as well. He's gonna make him miss. But I'm not even talking. I'm not even too concerned about Terrence Crawford's jaw. Let's say, right? In regards to can he take a punch? I think Terrence could take a punch. I think he's tough enough to take a punch. It's them body shots.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. They're gonna
That
be
got me
close.
like,
There's gonna be a lot of body shots.
yeah.
They're gonna be close. Like they're gonna be
Canelo get up against
fighting
them ropes.
in a close proximity.
He throws that high hook to make him cover up and doubles back to the body. It could be painful for Terrence Crawford in there, but I'm picking him to win a close fight, man. But let me ask everybody to please go ahead once again, jab that like button, uppercut that subscribe button, lead hook that share button, and throw a combination at the notification bell so you can stay updated when we drop new content. This is the Parry. Yeah, man. Anything else you want to talk about, man, before? Because we almost run out of time, man. Anything else you want to talk about before we get up out of here?
I mean, that's pretty much boxing news for this. For this week. Um, we have upcoming fights coming up. Uh, Fights that just took place. We had Lopez and Castillo, who just fought. Najee Lopez, who up and coming, scored an 8th round TKO over the ex-Olympian and former challenger Lenin Castillo, who's now at 25-7 with one draw. This was a pro box event that just happened. Lopez dropped Castillo in the 8th round, and after that, Castillo got up and pretty much it was over for that dude. He couldn't hang after that, and the referee called a halt to it. That was watch out for this kid in the light heavyweight division. Najee Lopez, up and coming. And that's pretty much it with the Smith beats Uza. How you say my man name? Uzi.
Uzi works.
Yeah. Which
and also I think
the super lightweight.
The Stanionis versus Boots Ennis card fight has been finalized. That fight's happening in Atlantic City, April 12th, if I'm not mistaken. You may catch the Parry in the building live for that one, man. Once tickets go on sale, I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to get in the building for that one.
I just heard something about Richardson,
the new champion, Richardson Hitchens. Shout out to Africa. You know what I'm saying? For beating Liam Parrow, who I ain't gonna lie, I thought Liam Parrow was gonna win that fight. I like Liam Parrow. But shout out Richard Hitchens, man.
Really? You actually thought Liam Parrow was gonna win that? I'm gonna tell you about
Liam Parrow could fight, man. Don't do that.
Is a sleeper. He's a gem. He's gonna be one of those guys that's gonna end up in the talks with the big guys. He's gonna be one of the guys that all the big names. He's gonna be either ducked by all of the big names and a rival to him, or he's gonna beat a couple of these guys.
I mean, Liam Parry beat Sabril Matias in Puerto Rico. Liam Parry could fight.
Sabril Matias was very good, but he was becoming one-dimensional with the type of power that he was fighting with. He was really dependent on his power and not relying on his boxing skills. And it was only a matter of time with the arrogance that he had began to show in the ring. It was almost like he knew he could just knock you out.
I mean, he literally caught a body, man. Rest in peace to homeboy that you know what I mean, lost his life.
Nah, he was dangerous. I'm not saying he didn't have a reason to start feeling like, yo, I'm that dude in the ring knocking. But I mean, what happens when someone actually takes your punch, or you just aren't able to set it up and sit on it and land it the way you want to? What happens when that happens in a fight?
Yeah, man. So just want to thank everybody that tuned in on the Parry tonight. Tuned in with us, man. Shout out everybody. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That left a comment, but I'm gonna ask everybody to please hit that subscribe button, man. It's very important to the channel. Helps the channel grow. And we trying to get to the point where we can, you know, we can do this, keep elevating the game, man. But we need y'all help, man. So please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell, man. Definitely appreciate everybody's support here at the Parry, and yeah, man. But once again, I am your host, Bomani UFG.
And I am the pragmatic Blak.
And remember, this is the Parry, where we don't pull or duck no punches. And the Parry is fundamental to boxing. And we out. Next time. Peace.
Actually, now we're going to show you how to catch the jab. Actually, in boxing, it's called parrying.